Good, happy Monday afternoon, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this afternoon edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this afternoon, so let's begin. First up, we're going to begin with your COVID 19 New Hampshire data. Let's take a look at that right now. And here is a look at that information for all of you. Right now, there are 70,785 number of people in New Hampshire tested positive for COVID-19. There are 1,133 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire, and there are 126 current number of hospitalizations for COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And that is a look at your New Hampshire COVID-19 data. One in 30 million very rare lobsters rescued from Hannaford Supermarket. Let's take a listen to that video from WMTW News 8 Maine.
It's still the night shift, just brighter. Still making an entrance, just...
The Chinese New... The Chinese New Year and Valentine's Day both fall this weekend. Both holidays mean big business for the U.S. lobster industry, especially, of course, in the state of Maine. Now, China typically buys millions of dollars of lobsters for the holiday, but the industry is seeing a big drop in wholesale trade due to pandemic-related shipping delays and tariffs. Now, thankfully, a 600% rise in direct-to-consumer sale is filling the gap, and Valentine's Day should mean an even bigger bump.
Everything online, everybody's talking about, what I'm going to do in the kitchen. You have all these amateur chefs doing fun stuff on Instagram, inspiring others, and then they go look, and they're like, wow, wouldn't that be amazing? I live in Des Moines, Iowa, and I'm going to have lobster delivered to my house, and I'm going to cook it myself.
Well, he says the direct-to-consumer sales trend has continued so far this year, and they're hoping that it will continue even after COVID-19.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire state-run COVID-19 vaccination sites to close Tuesday because of a winter storm. State officials say some will be in contact to reschedule.
Congress gives middle-class homeowners who haven't missed a mortgage payment in 6 months
Tonight, New Hampshire officials say all state-run vaccination sites will be closed on Tuesday because a winter storm could drop up to 10 inches of snow in some parts of the state. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Charisse LeClaire. Those in charge of the COVID vaccination efforts say if no one has been in contact with you yet, be patient. A representative will call you to reschedule your vaccine. They ask that you don't try to do that yourself on the VAM's website.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Manchester man dies in Peterborough crash. Daughter survives. A 39-year-old Manchester man is dead after a weekend crash on Route 101 in Peterborough. Plymouth man accused of wrong-way drunk driving on I-93. Christopher Power was arrested after being accused of driving recklessly all over Interstate 93 just north of the Lakes region on Monday. New Hampshire man will be in district court next month after being accused of wrong-way drunk driving on Monday. Police were sent to a report of a possible driver traveling in the wrong direction, specifically driving south in the northbound lanes. The call came from the area of exit 27 in Belair. A second call later reported the vehicle near exit 25 in Plymouth, according to Sergeant Iron of Troop D. An Ashland police officer and Sanbornton police officer attempted to stop the vehicle in the area of exit 23. However, the vehicle changed directions by entering a crossover and began driving northbound in the southbound lanes. He said, with the assistance of Ashland Police, Sanbornton Police, and Plymouth Police, the vehicle was successfully stopped in the area of mile marker 72.2. State troopers arrived and arrested Christopher Powers, 36, of Plymouth. He was charged with driving under the influence, reckless conduct, and an open container violation. Power will be arraigned in Plymouth District Court on March 8th. Anyone with information about this incident is asked to contact Trooper Brandon Stubbs at 603-223-3654 or email at brandon.a.stubbs@dus.newhampshire.gov. Concord Police death investigation underway on Rumford Street. Police and a medical examiner are investigating an unattended death found inside of a home in the North End. Concord Police have been stationed on Rumford Street for several hours while a death investigation is occurring at a single-family home in the city's North End. Officers were sent to a home on Rumford Street near Wayman Street around 3:45 p.m. for a check of a welfare call. Dispatch told officers that a family member of a man at the home had not been able to reach him for about 5 days. The resident also reported having a recent medical procedure. When they arrived, they also checked for another man who reportedly lived at the home but were unable to find him. The first arriving officers made entry to the home and reported the man as an apparent code gray, meaning deceased. When asked if firefighters should be called, the officer said negative. Police put tape around the home, which is unusual for an unattended death like a medical call or overdose. Around 7:45 p.m., the state medical examiner arrived. About 30 minutes later, the medical examiner met with investigators at police headquarters. At just past 9 p.m., Concord police officers were still stationed outside of the home. Dispatch said about 15 minutes later that the medical examiner was returning to the home to finish up the investigation. Impeachment trial solidified. Views on Trump conviction poll. Driven by a sharp division that reflects the president's partisan fissures within the country, the second impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump solidified public support for convicting him of inciting insurrection, a new ABC News Ipsos poll finds. Over half of Americans, 58%, say Trump should have been convicted, with tracks with the 56% who said the same last week before the 57 to 43 Senate vote to acquit left Trump free to possibly run for office again. And that does it for this afternoon edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your afternoon, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.